Say hello.
Are we live?
We are
Hello,
live.
we're live.
Yeah, let's see. We've got a few people with us.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us in the Caterpillar News Studios. I am joined by Santa Nathan today. We're excited for you guys to come. We decided that we wanted to share with you guys kind of some of the fun stuff we did last week at Paducah. For those of you that weren't there, for those of you that may always want to go, maybe we can give you some background a little bit, what to expect if you do get to go, see some of the quilts and the displays that were in Paducah, show you some of the fun we had. All of that, though, is a little bit secondary, although that's the super fun stuff. All of it, though, is a little tiny bit secondary to the fact, yeah, we're setting up as we're going along here, guys. We're rolling in our new studio still.
There we go.
If you can see, our new studio is still a little bit under construction.
Although we got Caterpillar green.
But
Oh,
we do
even
have
though it's
Caterpillar
green screen.
going on. We're changing some things up. We're redoing some stuff. This is the wreath that we made, you guys, right here. This is the wreath that we made on our craft along a few weeks ago. Go check that out of coffee filters. That was a fun one to do. But we are, all of this is because we wanted to bring to you, you guys may have seen it in the emails or some of our social media posts. We wanted to bring to you the Paducah show specials for anyone who wasn't able to join, anyone who wasn't able to come to Paducah. And for those of you that may not know, Paducah is one of the biggest quilt shows of the year. We all just call it Paducah and we all know what we're talking about, but just in case you may not know, Keisha and I went to Paducah, Kentucky last week for this giant quilt show that they have in Paducah, Kentucky. There is the National Quilt Museum is housed there in Paducah, Kentucky, and they have a giant quilt show there every spring, towards the end of April.
Tell them we're going to do a sound check really quick. We're going to plug something in.
A quick sound check. You guys, let us know if you can hear us still, or if you cannot hear us, let us know. But I see Lori on here. Hi, Lori. Joined us in Paducah, which was so fun to get to meet her in person. She came to Paducah.
Can they say give us 2 thumbs up if they can hear you? Okay.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys can still hear us. Let us know. Sound is fine. Sound is fine. They're saying sound.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for letting us know. Yes. So for those of you who don't know, Paducah, Kentucky, that's where we go every year. Paducah is a challenge for us to get to every year because it's this cute little town, Western Kentucky, right on the river, but they do not have a national airport. They do not have a big airport. Lots of people drive, we fly. So we fly either into St. Louis or Nashville, and then we drive 2.5 to 3 hours.
Can you see me as well? Am I coming?
Let us know if you can hear Nathan too, if you can't. Yes. Yep. Thank you. So Keisha and I fly into St. Louis on Monday night. We drive to Paducah on Tuesday. We set up our booth and then we get to do the Paducah show for 4 days. And so we wanted to bring you guys some of the behind the scenes. We wanted to bring you guys some of the cool things that we saw, some of our favorite places to eat. We've got photos of that too, if you ever go to Paducah, to show you. But we wanted to bring you the Paducah show specials. Now, first of all, I have to let you guys all know that the Paducah show specials are going to be valid today and tomorrow through the end of April. Then it's not anymore. We've talked about these a couple of times. You've gotten emails about them probably a couple of times if you've signed up for our newsletter. If you haven't, please do that. Sign up for our newsletter at caterpillar.com. But the Paducah show specials are going to go away. We told you these specials weren't going to last super long. And so they might disappear before your very eyes. I'm going to go over what the specials are first here really quick. And then we're going to show you some behind the scenes of Paducah, Kentucky quilt show. So first of all,
so we're going to check really quick because there's something exciting here, and I just want to go in because I am looking at having everybody see what I think that I'm seeing here. So I just want to check and see if everybody else gets to see the same thing because
this is new. We're still figuring this out.
That's some pretty fun pictures right here.
Yes.
So let's go in, and I want everybody to let me know if we are. Oh, I think we're going to be good. So does everybody see that? This is like the sneak peek. So let me go back and see if we're all seeing this. So there we go. Oh, yes. Yeah. There we go.
Okay.
So we're on the side there.
We're going to show some of the fun stuff that we saw in Paducah.
This will be Melody talking about what's going on there. And
Yes.
And there we are. So we're
Okay.
gonna, we're ready. We've got those.
We've got those going. Okay.
I
so
think.
Well, you'll let us know. So let me tell you first about the Paducah Show special that we are passing along to any of you that weren't there necessarily. So if you go to our website, caterpillar.com, search under collections. I think it's still under Paducah.
We'll pull that up here in a
We'll
second.
check it up. We'll check for you. But our original Glow Premium light board is on special right now. This is our original Glow Premium. This is our light board that has 3 different light levels. You can adjust that lighting depending on what you're working on. You can take the cutting mat off and you can use it like a light box, right? So you can do all of your pattern tracing on here for applique, for paper piecing, for embroidery patterns, anything like that you can do right on here. It's made out of a hard plexi acrylic, so it's super durable. So you don't have to really worry about it falling off your table or cracking, or if your husband or your kid borrows it, it's pretty safe. It also comes with a translucent self-healing cutting mat automatically. The cutting mat is textured on the back. It's hard to see that, but it's textured on the back so that it won't slip around when you use it. And now you can use it like a cutting surface. So you can cut your pieces out on here. What I like to do on here, what I'm quilting, is to square everything up right on top of the mat, because that light will shine through your ruler. That light will shine around your fabric and you can see exactly where you're cutting. You can get super accurate with that. So this is on sale for the Paducah Show special. It is typically $229.99. It is on sale for $149.99 right now through the 30th, which, guys, is tomorrow. So we had to get here and tell you guys to make sure you knew. Through tomorrow. It is on sale tomorrow. Then it's not on sale anymore. So this is on sale. Now, sometimes this isn't enough stuff. Sometimes just a light board isn't what you want. So we've added some products to bundles for the Paducah Show specials. So within that, you can build your own bundle. So you can choose what level of bundle you want. So you have the light board that's on sale for $149. But then if you want to add the magnetic plates and the magnets, which, excuse me, Nathan, are stuck to the leg of the table right here. And the magnets, you can add those to it. And then your total would be $179. So you get 6 magnetic plates and you get 2 magnets. And then you can make your light board magnetic. You just stick these plates on the back. And yep, I do have one right here. They look like this. The magnets will stick right to it. You just stick this on the back wherever you want to be using it. And then that spot right there will be magnetic. Now I'm going to tell you a little trick that I use. We've had these magnets for what? 6 or 8 months now.
Yeah.
I still have not stuck the magnetic plates down to my original Glow Premium because I can't commit. I cannot decide where I want them. So I haven't stuck them down yet. So I just use it wherever I'm working on the light board, and the magnet will hold through the cutting mat, the board, and hold that metal plate on the back so you can work on your stuff right there. So you can add this. This is another bundle. Oh, we have lots of fun stuff happening.
All right, there you go.
There we go. So that's for $179 right now, Paducah Show special. Okay, so you can get the board itself for $149, the board with the plates and the magnets for $179. Now, what else do you want to do? Well, we want to add some more stuff. So you can add to that the tempered glass mat. If I'm right, if I'm remembering correctly. If you add that tempered glass mat, this is the mat that you can swap out for your cutting mat. And if you swap that out and you put that on your light instead, now you can iron on your light board. It's a great general crafting mat for paints and inks and glues. If you guys caught the craft along that we did with our little wreath a couple of weeks ago, we were using a hot glue gun. We squirted hot glue all over the light board, all over the glass mat, and it cleaned up so super easy that you can never tell it was even there. So that's what the glass mat is for general crafting, for paints, for glues, and for ironing. So use that for that. Then that would be $199 for those pieces, for those 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, $199. But this creme de la creme deal is you can also add the glow tote. And if you add the glow tote, it's $229. So basically, if you buy the light board for a regular price, you get all of this stuff for free. So the glow tote has a deep pocket. You can put your board and your glass mat right inside there. And it's green, so you won't lose your keys in the bottom like you do your bag. Then it's also it's also got a front pocket that's the full length of the bag. That front pocket is great for your projects or whatever you're working on. When I'm working on a project, I put all the pieces I need in there. I put all the light boards and accessories that I need in there. Then I can keep it all together and just pull it out and do my project. And then you've got your front pocket where you can put your power cords. It also has a little tab so that if you are taking it to Paducah or somewhere else, you can slide this on your suitcase or your rolly cart. And then it comes with a shoulder strap as well as the briefcase handles. And you can keep everything all in one spot. Paducah show specials, guys. Amazing stuff.
Okay, now with this as part of the show special, you're going to want to be here because it looks like you had a lot of pictures that you took.
I did.
And we're going to go through a couple. It looks like there's some videos.
There's some videos. I took some photos and videos. Bethany was there as well. She's not here today. She is working hard in Nashville. She's got a sewing retreat she's putting on this week. So she's doing that right now. But she was there too. So we've got her photos and videos also. And we're going to show you some behind the scenes of Paducah.
So,
and I'm going to narrate a little bit.
Let's get, so I'm going to pull them up and that's what we can say.
Nathan doesn't know. He wasn't there with us.
Stay with us again because we're going to look at a couple things. I would say that I'll take track. Let's do a giveaway here. We've got a couple more people still joining us. So it's nice as we see this was live, unexpected. We were meeting yesterday. I'm like, you know what? We are going to miss out on the Paducah recap if we don't get this in. And we have the Paducah specials. And so if we can't help you see where the Paducah specials are and we can't recap what Paducah is, we're going to miss out on this opportunity. I was like, let's go live.
Here we go.
In the studio, still putting pieces together as we're in
our
the
new
studio
space. Yeah.
And I was just looking at this and it looks like there's a lot of fun here. So
Okay.
kind of to bring this up and I will let you see this here.
I'm just trying to see if, Sandra Martin was introduced to us all from the Five Little Monkeys doing the joint live with you at Paducah. We were talking about that a little while ago. Yes, thank you for doing that. Thanks for joining that.
And so that's fun. And then let me go pull this up so that we can see this.
Okay.
This is the one. So here we are. And this is what they're all seeing. And you want to walk through because I was going to open one and then kind of go through that.
That's fine. We can do that. I don't know if they're in order.
Do you have a preference? That's where we are because we can surf through.
So these top bunch of them are Bethany's.
So these are hers on some of the different quilts that she saw. So
that
maybe we'll come back and do a quilt review here in a minute.
Yep.
Looks like there's a bunch of beautiful quilts as there always are, especially at a show like Paducah. But we're going to keep on scrolling down. Oh, looks like she got some close-ups of some of those two. Oh, what is this really quick? Is this some setup? Is this you guys at the booth?
This is us at the booth.
I'm going to hit play on this just because I don't know. Let's hit play and see what we got rolling on with this one.
This is us at the booth.
Yeah. So this is the booth.
So this is Bethany sneaking up on us working in the booth.
Oh, this is her recording you
Yes.
as she came up to the booth.
She came up to the booth and she was sneaking us.
So we're going to tell this quick story. Now, let me see. I don't know if we
It's
can
a
hear
really
it
great
on this
general
little-
fabric mat also,
I'm
like
thinking,
painting and eats and glues, it all cleans up really easily, it doesn't scratch. The grid is painted on the back side, so you don't lose the grid.
Nice. So we do have audio. I'm going to mute the audio. See if it still goes because I want to talk over this.
Yeah, okay, good. So this is, when you go to Paducah, Kentucky, there's two locations. There's a main convention center and then they put up this big bubble, kind of like if you've got tennis courts going on in a bubble. And we're usually in the bubble. We may not be there forever, but we're usually in the bubble. But this is Bethany filming us at the booth. This is Keisha talking about products and I'm on the other side talking about products. And we're showing all of our fun Caterpillar stuff there in Paducah.
Now, one of the things that I heard is Bethany, sweet person, is that she does not prefer those kind of spaces.
No.
So
Poor Bethany.
it was nice for her to come in there, but that's where she was. She's like, do I gotta go in there?
Yes, they make her a little anxious. So let's go to here. So if you guys are ever in Paducah, Kentucky, this is one of our favorite restaurants that we always go to.
Oh.
It's called Flamingo Row. We found it the first year we went 8 years ago. And we always go eat here. It's so cute. It's in this it's kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but look how cute it is. It's so cute. It's Caribbean food and it is so, so yummy. They make this thing called jumbo rice that I get every single time. That's rice, chicken, and bacon.
Too, right? Because
I have a lot of food allergies.
Oh,
And
so you found something you really
we
love.
found something we really love, and that's so great. We've never gotten sick eating there. So we love it. We love
That's what's so Flamingo Row. Let's see really quick and
Yes.
check on a couple comments. We have a couple people here joining us. This is this is people commenting earlier about buying a couple magnets. Hope to check out the bakery. This is a bakery that it looks like somebody has that's there as well. In the deli. That's interesting.
Yes, we've heard about the bakery and the deli. We've heard about it a lot. Keisha and I both have to be gluten-free. So we don't go to there because I would eat something I'm not supposed to eat and I would get sick and then I wouldn't be able to work the show. So I don't go to the bakery, but there is this little grocery store that has a deli in the back that has fantastic stuff that's really small and cute. And we love going there also. And I can't remember the name of it because we haven't been for a minute, but Yes.
Okay.
So that is
All right.
Flamingo Row.
Let's take a look at another picture or two here and tell us where you want us to go.
Okay.
So back out.
Okay. So scroll down some more. So they're always so great about welcoming the quilters.
Yeah, this is a fun one always to see this when you show up.
As we're
right?
driving up to the convention center, we see the welcome quilter signs, which is so cute. And then, so this is downtown Paducah. These next ones are downtown Paducah. So Paducah is right along the river. They had some flooding this year that they were able to get contained, but there's all these beautiful murals all along the river right next to downtown. So if you ever go, make sure you walk along there. I'm acting like I'm like professional at talking about Paducah. I'm not,
Hey, by
but
the way, people love it. When I go places, anything somebody can do to bring me along is fantastic.
this is the stuff that we do in Paducah. So I'm not part of the Chamber of Commerce or anything like that, but it's really beautiful and it goes for quite some time, several blocks. You can just walk down and see all the cool murals. And they've been there forever. So this is the cute little downtown street that we always love to walk down. There's a bunch of those there in downtown Paducah. A lot of restaurants down here, and these are like the windows of the stores where you can find fun merch and all kinds of fun things. So Cynthia's Ristorante, we always eat there too. So good. Cute little husband and wife. She always sits out. She always sits out and greets us. She sits out like on the sidewalk in front of the restaurant, and her husband's in the back cooking, and she's out there talking to everybody. She's so sweet. So if you ever go, it's a little bit pricey, but it is so unbelievably good. I had the best lamb chops I've ever had in my life there. Keisha one time had a filet mignon with like crab or shrimp or something like that on the top. It was the best she's ever had. It's a phenomenal. We've never gotten sick there either. We love going to that as well. That's in that downtown street in Paducah. If you're ever in Paducah, go down and check that out. But they have lots of fun, different, I don't remember what that one was for. Anyway, so Cynthia's was, yeah, little shops and things like that. So this right here is the opening of the convention center. So this is when you're going into, I think it's the Schroeder. Is that what it's called? Schroeder, I think.
Good question.
Convention center there in Paducah. They're so welcoming. They're so fantastic. In front of this, in the parking lot, they have food trucks, like all kinds of food trucks, from like donuts to pizza to hot dogs to slushies to all kinds of stuff. Super cool. So anything you might want to eat is right there. They have a bus that runs from this convention center over to the Bubble, like consistently all day long. And so you get to experience the whole thing when you go there. So like I mentioned at the beginning, the National Quilting Museum is in Paducah. So if you're a quilter and you want to get into a quilt show and you get your quilt into Paducah, from what I understand, it's been a couple of years since Nathan's been there, but if you win best of show at Paducah, your quilt goes into the National Quilt Museum.
Oh, didn't know that.
I think you get a lot of money too. Like if you win best of show for Paducah,
It's a winner.
it's tens of thousands of dollars that you win to win best of show. But then I believe your quilt goes into the National Quilt Museum, and so it's there for like forever for everyone to go and see, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
It's really cool. I have just to like always be 100%, I've never been in the National Quilt Museum because
Walk through it.
I've never walked through it because it closes at like 5 o'clock, and so does the show. And so we've never made it over there in time. Because by the end of the show we just go home, so we don't stay long for that. So that I've never done, but I've peeked in through the windows and I've been on the outside, so I feel like I've been there.
Nice.
So that's that. And then let's see. So okay, so these next ones, scroll down before you click on that one for me, would you?
Whoa, show us.
Hold on, that's a secret.
All right, so I don't know.
Scroll down just a little bit. Click on this one first, and then we'll go backwards.
Okay, great.
No, I like. Anyway, this is really cool. So I took pictures of this display because I thought this was really cool, and I thought this was in my brain something that maybe we could do as a Caterpillar community, but I'm not entirely sure if we can pull it off. So you guys let me know if you think we could. So this Hershey's Roundabout Roulette quilt exhibit from Indiana, this quilt guild in Indiana, what they did was everybody in the group made a center block the same size. Okay. And then they shipped that to the next person on the list, and that person added the row around, and they shipped it all the way around, and they kept adding and adding and adding and adding, and it turned into these quilts, which I thought was so cool. Really cool idea to like get everybody involved and to have a project together, even though you might not live close by.
Yeah.
The quilts turned out, for my brain, the quilts turned out so cohesive, and to think that a bunch of different people did them.
So I'm thinking what we're looking at are different pictures of those different quilts that have been finished.
Passed around.
Finished and quilted.
Yes, that's what this is. Yes.
Awesome.
So let's look at those.
All right. So now left or right, if we're going to look at this, which way do you want us to go? To the right.
To the right.
Okay.
to
So
this
we're going to go
Yes.
look at the quilts that were then on display that were these
So
pieces.
these are the ones. So somebody made that center square and then they sent it away and they did the borders and the borders and the borders and the borders all the way around until it got finished. Which there's several of these and I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so cool.
Fun.
Such a cool thing to do.
Because everybody gets to add their character or how they might do that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily based on what was originally created, but how they feel like they might enhance that.
Yeah. And so that's
They
the
move
cool
on.
thing that I thought, like, you never know what it's going to end up at, but you trust your friends to like join in and make it kind of, they all are fairly cohesive and some of them are really cool. That's a different thing. But those were all super cool that I thought were just a fantastic, fantastic thing. Which I loved. That's the thing about this industry and these things that we do as a community as much as it is a craft. And I just thought that was a phenomenal thing that they did. It was really cool. It brought tears to my eyes looking at it, thinking that they like passed these around to all their friends in their guilds and they were able to finish this thing. So the ones that were before this section was I thought I took a picture of what it was called, but it was a certain thing that you had to do, like a medallion kind of quilt thing. And these are the different, yeah, that one right there. So it was a special, yeah, this is the other thing that I love when we go to quilt shows, there's always this one, I don't think they had it here in Paducah, but they always have this thing with cherry wood fabrics where they send out a bunch of fabric and a theme, right, for everyone. The very first year we went, it was like Van Gogh, and then it was Bob Ross, and then it was Prince, and then it was Princess Diana, and then it was the monarch butterfly. And it's really cool to see when you have the same theme and the same idea, the different things that people come up with. So I really liked this exhibit as well that we're just going to show you right now, because it was like the theme was you had to do some sort of a medallion pattern, and all the differences that came out from this I thought were so cool as well. So you've got a bunch of medallions on this one, which the work, I mean, can you make this, Nathan? I can't make this. Look how cool that is. They look like
just so everybody knows, I'm trying to get to a zoom level that will work for us, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So like the medallion in the center and stuff around the edges, some of them were medallions all over the place. I just thought it was super cool. The fade out kind of medallion.
With that one.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
And the
it's a
detail on the
nice
quilting on that one was really cool. I just, look at that.
Blue stripes. That's kind of, we got stars and stripes on here.
Stars and stripes a little bit. Yeah. I always think it is so cool. The same theme and how everybody interprets it just a little bit differently. I think that's why I took a pictures of all of these, because I thought that was so cool that everybody does it just a little different. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's pretty
Someday I'm going to quilt like that.
There's some ruler work there for you.
Yeah. Someday I'm going to do that.
Oh.
And then a more modern vibe. Like I would have expected this one to be at QuiltCon when I was at QuiltCon. I love the striking colors and the differences in these and the detail on that one too. I think that's just so cool.
And then I'm just going to read a couple comments as
Yeah.
we're going through this too. We had, and I want to say thank you from, this is Lori. She's just going, yes, Cherrywood does an exhibit every year.
Yeah.
Just as a kind of confirmation. Sandra, have to find an excuse to travel there someday. So she's looking to find the reason to go to Paducah, which I think would be a great
That's
thing.
a great thing to do.
And then she also said, you got to go early so you can go through the quilt museum. This is what Lori was
Yes,
saying. is
Lori,
come a little early.
they don't let me out of the office long enough to do that. I have to be here as long as possible and only be gone for as little time as I have to be gone for the show.
It's a run. There's
It's
a lot going on. Melody's a very diverse person with all she does. So very true.
I love this one too because it felt like a quilt my mom would have made. Like it's more traditional looking. So I took a picture of that one too because it felt like something the feeling of it was something my mom would have done.
It's a combination of
Applique,
or
quilting. It looks like it's all that stuff.
look at the center of that too. That's got some
Isn't
really
that cool?
intense quilting too to put almost what looks like could be a flower.
Yeah.
in the center.
So cool. So cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's another one.
So very cool. I love the themes. I love when they do that kind of stuff.
Embroidered on the edges on the top there. it looks
Yeah, look
like,
at that.
as well with maybe beads.
That's the other thing that
These are
I love to
little
see is the
embroidered
little
parts that
parts,
are in the center as well.
Yep.
What do you call those?
the bling. I call it bling.
I don't think it's
I don't know if that's what you're supposed to call it, but I call it bling when you add the gems and the glitter and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. I love that. So these are some of our friends,
There you go. Looks
Some
like
of-
they're buyers.
best friends that each got the Paducah deal. Well,
So maybe let's just we'll come back to this. We got a couple other videos, but as a quick break
yes,
between this,
we'll
then
talk about the Paducah show deal.
let's come back to the Paducah show deal for just a minute here while we do
Yes.
that. And I'll fire back up my camera here. We'll add this back to the screen so we can.
So our
Get two
Paducah
pictures.
show deal is all about our
There we
original,
are.
all about our original LED battery light board. So this is the premium, the original premium. It has a internal rechargeable battery. You can use it off your power cord for about 4 hours.
Let's take a look at that really
So
quick.
that is so great. So not plugged in, 4 hours.
And when you plug it in,
That's
it lights up the LED there.
That
showing
little
it's
red light
charging.
that's charging, it'll turn to green when it's fully charged. So then you'll know. So on the light board, pattern tracing for embroidery patterns, applique patterns, paper piecing patterns, all that kinds of stuff. You can also read vinyl and stamp and color and do diamond art and do paint by numbers. I tell everybody this, and it is so true. I build Legos with my grandson on it because my eyesight is not so good. And if the pieces of the Legos are on this acrylic, which is really durable, if they're on here, I can see the difference. So much so that my grandson Grayson, hi if you're out there, Grayson, go to school. He thinks that he needs to
Always
take it home with him so
Build
that
on
he
it.
can build his own Legos at home. And I'm like, no, this is for Mimi and Pop's house. You don't get to take it home. So now all of our light boards have a little self-healing cutting mat included. The cutting mat is textured on the back. We might be closest ever for this. So the texture keeps that mat from sliding around on top. So then you can use your rotary
So real
cutter.
quick, if you can look, there's these
Yeah.
lines here that are clear, that are separate, and those are actually slightly raised, just ever so slightly.
Yes.
And what they do is when you put them down,
Then you put pressure with your rotary cutter.
it stops them from shifting and moving around.
It doesn't go anywhere. So the regular price on our Glow Premium Original, $230, $229.99. Right now, since we extended our Paducah show deal, it's $149, but it's only good through tomorrow. It's only good.
So
through
going back really quick, and I know that you took some of these down there with you,
We had these down there.
and they were the hot sellers.
They were the hot
They're
sellers.
only 230
$230
on sale for 150.
for $150.
150. So
Yeah.
you're not wanting to pass that up if you've been waiting. And I know that our supply on these is a little bit more limited for sure because we got our new stock of our newer ones in
Yes,
that have a couple additional things, even though we're kind of converting this with the magnets and the magnetic plates.
yes,
But this is same kind of material, same type of process, same quality LEDs, same lights as the brand new one that we've got. So this
Yes.
board itself, we like to say, is color platinum. It's pretty. It has
Yeah.
the silver. In fact, let me just maybe go back to this so you can see how we put this all together. It's
yeah.
really
So
pretty.
it's really cool. Super durable. Like we said, there's a little bit of flex to it. So it will take the pressure of cutting. It'll take that pressure so you don't have to worry about, we get everybody, one of my most favorite things that happens when we go to shows is we get people that are like, yeah, I love it. I do all my tracing on it. Yeah. I've never cut on it though, because I'm scared. We hear that probably 20 times a day. And Keisha and I, we always giggle because you can cut on it.
So just again, coming back to it, people, we don't cut on it as the acrylic is.
Right.
But that is why we have this board that has, and in fact, that's a really good shot. You can see all that non-slip surface on the back
Yeah.
right there. And it has the specific mat you can put on there so that you can lay this on top, obviously. And now it just
Now it's
works
a cutting surface.
amazingly well.
Because our
With
eyes are getting tired. And when you're in your craft room, you are always making shadows on your projects. Listen, even if you
Hold
have,
that again for a minute so we can see.
even if
By
you
the way, we're
have
surrounded with
phenomenal
lights
lights,
here.
we have so much light.
2, 3, 4, 5,
We have so much
6.
light in here.
I think there's 7 lights around in here. And
This
they're
is the
still
problem
shut.
that I always had, because I do a lot more than sewing and quilting. I do paper crafting. I do all kinds of stuff. I was having to look around my own self to try to see what I was doing because of those overhead shadows that come, right? But when you've got that light that comes from below, those go away.
There you go.
So
Shadows are gone.
even if you're not seeing through your fabric in that particular moment, even if you're not seeing through your paper, you don't have any overhead shadows. So you can see exactly what you're doing.
I like to talk about this too. And here's the thing. I just challenge you right now. Now, you might have in your newer home, you probably put some can lights in.
Mhm.
But a lot of the other homes, depending on how long you've been in your place, depending on where your studio or your quilting room or your sewing room's at, you're gonna look, there's always usually, no matter what, a light in the middle, no matter what. Even when I had a home that's now about 5 years old, it comes default with one in the middle. I
Right.
had to pay, and I had 4 other can lights put around the sides. By the way, we've got lights around here. So regardless where you're at, but if you think about this, normally we go put our our sewing cabinets or our cutting tables. They're usually up around the sides so that we can walk into the middle and sit down. Sometimes
Right.
they're in the middle.
In the middle, right?
And what we find is that we just cast shadows all the time. And what I would say is if you got a big window, I always hear people go, yeah, I've got a big window until the sun goes down. I'm like,
Until the
sure,
sun goes down,
sure.
then you can't.
And then it's
But
just not
that's
the
what
same.
you usually can
And that's
with
the
the lifestyle.
yeah, it's like I'm trying to go get to my hobby, right?
Yes.
So what we have found is that the same thing, and having this in different locations really helps illuminate the space for sure when you're using it and you're working with it. And there's a lot of other things, but it's just one of those things that really makes a difference. And
It
you
does.
don't almost know until you find. I find that depending on the time of the day, if I'm walking around, I feel like I kind of end up kind of doing this because I'm trying to see better. Like I
Yes.
kind of squint and I'm like, whoa, I have to relax my forehead.
You give yourself a migraine
doing?
doing that.
And that's what you end up doing. And
Yeah.
so this helps solve just the simple bit of just light, not including what it does and how you can use it regarding your patterns, your foundation paper piece,
Yes.
or all the other things that you mentioned as well.
Well, and it's the perfect size. So it's 19 inches wide. It's the perfect size to sit on your lap in front of the TV. You may or may not have a plug there. Some of us have plugs in our couches. Some of us don't. You can sit in front of the TV. You can watch all of the best shows, Real Housewives, Amazing Race, Survivor. That's what I watch. With this in your lap while you're working on your stuff. So great. So Paducah show specials are still going on through tomorrow, but that's it.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Again, let's just reiterate the price on
Okay.
this. This is our premium glow board.
Yes.
What that means is it means that it is both wireless, meaning it doesn't need to be plugged in. So you can take it's battery operated. It
Yes.
can be worked while it is being charged or while it's not.
Yep. Either
It
way,
has the different illumination levels. How many levels again?
3 different ones.
3 different levels.
Yep.
And you might say why? Well, depending on how bright it is outside or how much illumination you're looking to bring through, depending on how many layers you might be working with.
Yes. Or like you said, if it's
Paper.
nighttime,
Nighttime.
you don't need it all the way bright because there's no other.
So you get the adjustments.
Mhm.
We've got the mat that can be put on, so you can put things under the mat to cut over them. You can put them on top of the mat to
Yes.
cut there. You can move them for general tracing.
Yes.
You've added 2 additional things that we're doing. Is this part of the special?
So
This is no. So really quick. So
we
tell me
would
if I
treat it
go-
like a build your own special house.
So then this one though normally is
By itself,
229.99. So
Yes.
normally about 230
Yes.
on sale for 150.
Yes.
150.
On its
So you're looking at this at $80 off is what we're looking at.
$80 off.
Percentage. I remember
35, 30 sure, 30 somewhere in there.
If you
$80 off.
if you have one of our other glow boards, you might have had the Ultra, which is the big one, which is great.
Which is
Usually
great.
it stays and it's a great one to have in its space.
Yes.
This one's great if you want to move to another area, the couch, a recliner, if you want to walk
Your
out,
friend's house, a class.
even moving it out
Paducah,
into
Kentucky Quilt Show.
part of the kitchen if you're going to be
Yes.
working in space feeling versus feeling like you're going to hold that big one.
Yes.
Great lap size because I
Great
always
lap
you
size.
just tell a story about your husbands, your loved ones are watching TV or involved in something and you want to do your
My
craft.
crafting, yeah.
You can just bring this in. And I would say we've got a mini, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's portable, but it does not sit on your lap like this one.
It doesn't because
This
that
one
one has to
feels-
be plugged in. This one's a little more
I think
substantial
it
than
goes
this.
across both of your
both
legs.
legs,
So I feel like
yes.
when I'm working on it, I can set some things on
Yes.
the side and use, in essence, it's twice the space as the mini.
It is twice the
Half
mini.
the size of the Ultra
Yes.
is where we're at. So
That's
this
what
is that great
The
sweet
mid size.
spot.
Yep.
And if you have one of the basics that does plug in, now's the time to upgrade. Again,
Upgrade it to
this
the
is
portable.
an amazing price with what
So
it
good.
is. Give you the chance to take it with you in a lot of different places that you aren't required to be tethered or
Yes.
plugged into what that is either.
I started with this one and I got the Ultra too because the Ultra is bigger. So the Ultra one stays on my desk
Yep.
and it's always there for when I need it because it has to stay plugged in and it's big. It's like 11 pounds. It's a good size one. It's awesome. It's so big and bright and beautiful, but it stays right there. This one goes all around the house. I come home from work and Grayson's building Legos on this one on the floor. My husband's sketching with it in his little desk in the TV room with football on, whatever, because it can go anywhere.
So this is on sale, but there's a build your package. And what we mean by this is a lot of our boards, our new special our mini and some of the other ones, we've added what we call metal plates. And so there's the metal plates that are available. And these are meant to be used a couple ways. One, we can stick them. I know several people prefer to allow them to be moved.
Yes.
I did have a comment earlier, and let me just kind of bring this up on the Ultra. She was like, oh, I wish we had maybe more of the plates. Well, you can buy as many of the plates you want. It comes with what?
Six in a pack.
6 in a pack. so that they can be moved. And maybe let's take and
Or you
lift this up. I'm going to show with the camera here. I'll bring this on for everybody to see. So what we end up with is she has just laid this. Now I'm going to pull it off. There's a magnet on the bottom here. But again, there is adhesives. You can use this. You can stick it across. A lot of times what she does is go ahead and stick it back over there. But what she'll do is flip it back over for us here. Let's, you're good. So a lot of times what she'll do is she's going to say, hey, I would like to put these in a space here, and then you can bring those in. And so you can.
When I'm working right here, because if I stuck it over here and I'm working.
So if it was
here,
permanently attached, you
Yeah.
grab me one more of those
Yeah.
now. Let's just
Actually, there's
quickly
one behind you. Let me grab my hand.
grab another one here. Just want to show you as part of this. Again, you can stick them on permanently, which is great. But if you take this and you're going to be moving this around, you can put these anywhere you want.
Yep.
Because they can be non-adhesive. Some people also might take off a small portion of this, fold it over too is another way to keep them if you feel like you don't.
Yeah,
want them around.
or we've had people tell us that they'll take like painter's tape or something and just tape it down in a certain spot
Oh,
until
that
they
makes sense.
decide
Makes
if that's
sense.
where they want to keep it. And a lot of times, from what I've talked to people, I don't get to craft on it as much as I want, but a lot of people will use the painter's tape or something until they've used it
That's
a
a good
few
idea.
times to kind of figure out where they migrate.
Then
then-
attach
then you
based on their
stick it
projects. That's
Based
a
on what you
great
do.
idea.
Yeah,
So use that to kind of hold them if you don't want them moving around and you're moving to, let's say, the chair or the couch.
Yeah,
or your
exactly.
chair.
Yeah. so you can get the light board, the premium
Okay.
at 149. You can get the premium with the magnets and the plates together for 179.
Oh, so
Which
another
is so great.
$20.
Another
You sure? For
30 bucks.
130.
150, yeah. Because these are
Oh, sorry,
usually,
yeah, another 30. So
these on their
$29.
own are usually $20 themselves and $15 themselves. So buying them separately, they're
So
35.
another discount.
You get another discount on top of that. So basically $5 off of these.
So
For
150
179.
on sale, 180. Okay.
180 for that, and then you can make it magnetic. Then we have a bundle where you can add the glass mat to this. So you have the board, the cutting mat, the magnets, the plates, then the tempered glass mat. So the tempered glass mat
And
is
really quick, we're going to make a comment. I'm interrupting. I want to comment here. We have Sandra who made a comment. I thought that was
Yes.
a really good one. And this is probably true for a lot of you. She says, I was tracing small garment patterns pieces and should realize just how desperately like you need something like the light and the cutting board and the pieces in order to align them, because you can
It-
put things under and over in order to
Yes.
align distance and size.
it's
and
the
spacing.
funniest thing because before I started working at Caterpillar 8 years ago, I didn't really know about this. Then I got this and I don't do anything without it now. All of my Christmas decorating that I did when I made my wreaths and my little trees, the little foam trees, I put beads on it or whatever, all the crafts I was doing on here because I could see so much better was I was doing. There's no shadows in the way. I use the glass mat. Every time I pull my hot glue gun out now, I do it on the glass mat on top of the light because the glue won't stick.
So with this, before we get into the glass mat, which you're going to want to see as well, Jackie Mullins, she just says lots of great specials. These are some good
Yes.
specials. Again, this is what blew out and you
In
sold
Paducah.
out of.
We sold out in
having to
Paducah.
do some drop
We had
ship
to do some
orders
drop ship orders. We sold
because
out
of
Paducah.
the deal. And again, individually, and then as we're going to build this, let's do this really quick. We're going to come back and you're going to show you the glass mat. I want to high level, but I want to go show them a couple of last things. There's a video or two, and then we want to come back and then
Okay.
let's finish up with some Paducah stuff if you're okay with that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
But we've got a special, and we're going to demonstrate the glass mat. If you haven't seen this, you're going to want to hang around. If you have seen it, you're still going to want to hang around because you're going to know what the deal is that you're going to be getting. We were trying to be a little bit crazy because we didn't have the Paducah show.
Mhm.
In addition to this, we're always in the balance of what's going on with cost of goods and the China and
Yeah,
tariffs. And so
guys.
I'm just going to tell you, there's just not going to be a better time to buy. If you've ever thought about this, and people might say, I don't know if it's the season. It's the season. Go ahead.
It is the season because we don't know, A, if we can get them again, B, if we have to build them ourselves in our garages again. We just don't know. We
What
just
the
don't.
price increase
What
gonna
the
be.
price increase might be. We don't know what the shipping cost might be for us. We just don't know, guys. We just don't know. And
But
it's-
that's what
it-
we're doing a good
that's
job. We're
life.
excited about
we're
where we're at.
figuring it out. And we will figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm not worried at all. We will figure it out.
I just put a couple ads out there just the other day for Caterpillar, and it
Yeah.
was like, warning, did you know quilters? And it kind of had to do with official notice. Some things could be a little bit rocky, but I'm here. I guess I'm the CEO, so
Yeah.
it goes so far. But it was like, hey, let's give people a better deal, a better reason to buy a few things now.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that.
Take
bring this
advantage
in
of it.
home. I know that traveling season's coming up,
This is
so this is the perfect one. People are like, well, I don't know if I do as much. Just get it to take with you. anywhere that there's going to be a time when you're going to want to do something and the sun sets or you're in a room, this is really the perfect light board, and the combination continues to add to it. So you can come back to it time and time. All right. Sorry.
I just want to tell a story
Go
about
ahead,
that
yeah.
because that is so true. We went to visit my husband's mother that lives down in LA. We're in Utah. If we didn't mention that, we're in Utah. She lives down near LA. We went to see her at Christmas time. I don't like to drive in the front seat with my husband. He's I love you, honey. It's driving, especially in LA, for those of you who has ever driven down the 5 or down the 10 or driven through LA, the 405, it's stressful. So I sit in the back and my son sits up front with him.
So you still have to worry. That's a good.
I don't
idea.
have, but I had this with me. And so I didn't even have to watch what he was doing. There was one time when we were driving in LA and I was like, that's our exit. And he went across like 8 lanes of traffic in like 3 seconds. And I can't watch him drive in LA. So I had my light board in the back seat with my grandson was with us. So we were doing stuff in the back. We were coloring and we were doing sticker books and we were doing all this stuff on top of the light so we could see what we were doing. You can take it anywhere, camping, on an airplane. Because it's portable, you can have it on an airplane, but also because the cord, guys, the cord is a USB at the end.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
Good power
plug
bank.
this into a power bank or
Yeah.
into the TV, where you would charge
Awesome.
yourself on
Charge
an
it.
airplane. So, or in your car, you have probably a USB port in the car. So you can take it everywhere. You can take it in a trailer. You can work on stuff outside. Traveling season is coming. This is perfect for all
Yeah,
of that.
coming back, you might think, oh, I don't know. Yeah, you do know. Now is the time.
Now is
This
the
is,
time.
and I'm just being honest with you again, coming back. I'm trying to think if even during Christmas, if we ran this
No,
slow, I don't think
we did not.
this slow.
We did not.
And again, you think Black Friday, you know, that's a big season. So this is
It
a
wasn't this low then.
price, a unique product at a unique value of what you're going to get. So let's quickly bring up Paducah. We're going to show 1 or 2 other quick images.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's come back. We're going to talk about the glass plate. So this is a combo about our tour and experience through Paducah that Melody had,
Yes.
Keisha,
And Beth,
and Bethany. She showed up as well. And then what we're doing in order to help you take advantage of the Paducah specials that are ending tomorrow. So don't wait. We also have limited supply on
Yes.
this combo because of this light board that we have.
Whiteboard. Yep.
So it's an amazing product. So let's
Yeah.
pop back in here really quick. Let me open this up and let's take a look at the quilts where we're at. Let me just transfer this over. And let's have us down in the corner to share our stories. And then why don't you take us
Good thing Nathan's so
Through-
quick that
where
So, okay, keep scrolling down a little bit more. So, keep going a little bit. There was this other display. Oh, did it not make it?
oh, it's probably here. Let me
Oh, it's a
just-
video. Wait, scroll back up. Let me see where the video landed. They had this other display.
Yeah, here up top a little bit further.
It may not have transferred
Here,
into here.
yeah.
So these are Bethany's videos. Anyway, listen, if I don't know if it made it into the folder when I was trying to copy everything over, the video might have been too big, but I'm gonna tell you what, we're gonna post it on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook
Oh,
and
great.
stuff because it was the coolest little thing. So they were little square quilts that were like
Oh,
there was like
fun.
little questions. It was like name that tune. There was Broadway musical tunes, there was rock and roll tunes, there were children's songs tunes, and everybody made a little quilt and you got to guess what they all were. And then there was an answer key at the end. It was so cute.
fun.
So we're gonna post that.
Should we play on one of these really quick?
Yeah.
Do you have one you want to play on?
These are Bethany's. So I don't know where, let's do this one because it looked like it was some winners. Because there's many, many different competitions at the Paducah Quilt Show. So they have the best in show, they have the big ones, but they have hand embroidery ones. They have machine embroidery categories. They have modern quilt categories. They have applique categories. They have full embroidery categories. They have all different kinds of categories and all different kinds of winners for all these different things. And they were all just so cool. And it's just, I would just say it's just kind of an honor to be put into that because it's just the coolest thing.
You in the booth?
This is us at the booth. This is us in the bubble at the booth,
Here's another one. in the
working
booth.
hard, talking to everybody.
Busy,
Everybody was
busy,
busy. Everyone was so great to come visit us. Lori came and visited us as well. She's on here still, I think. She was so sweet, and her husband. And I have to tell you a cute story about Lori.
Yeah.
So she was there. She came to see us, and she waited around so she could meet Bethany. We got Bethany to come back, and she took a picture with Bethany, and it was so cute and whatever.
That
And then-
picture.
And then I don't think it was that one, but then Lori sent me a text message. She was like, I thought my husband took our photo and he didn't. So I'm coming back tomorrow. She came back and we got our photo. So it was so cute.
Fun.
It was awesome. Awesome.
All right, well, we're going to do a last little bit here. Let me go look at a little bit of things while you're sharing and talking about
Okay.
this. Let me go look at the pricing so they can see this on the website.
Yeah.
So I'll be bringing that up right now.
Cool.
But let's go ahead and
Okay.
we're going to talk about the glass and
So-
how that changes legitimately the entire dynamics of
The
how
glass
you
mat.
can completely use this system.
Yes.
And I'll assist. Let me preface this. Before I started, and by the way, I've been in the quilting industry 17
Long
years.
time.
I've been around. I've done a lot with Grace. I worked with every single large manufacturer of sewing machines, every single large manufacturer of quilting machines and professional long arms.
Yes.
Still engaged in several of those other businesses. As I am here with Caterpillars, we're continuing to build the products out. But I'll tell you, I came and I'm like, hey, light boards. And I was like, oh wait, man, you start realizing, well, there are so many things that you legitimately can't do without them.
Right.
And the functions that they add, conveniences and everything else. And then it was like, oh, we're just adding other accessories. Let's add a glass mat. And then every time we see this, every time we do a demonstration, like it fully changes the way you bring things together in ways that you can't, and nobody else does this.
Yeah.
So to me, that was one of the exciting things about being
So
part of
excited
this
about it.
brand
Yes.
is the unique combination. Lightboards on their own, fine.
Lightboard is great. Lightboard
Lightboards without the
cutting mat,
cutting mat, completely different.
amazing.
Again, glass mats on top of that work well on their own based on how are they designed, what you can use them for, but then you combine it with light.
Yes.
Another complete transformation as far as the way you guys use it and we've developed products. So
Yeah, because there are glass mats out there.
I'll let you do this. I'm gonna
Okay.
look at the specials so that when we get to a point we can show and share
Okay,
that. So
so
right ahead.
glass mats out there are great general crafting mats. They clean up really easily and they don't scratch, which is really, really great. So can you cut on it? Yes. It will not scratch your glass mat. Should you cut on it? Not a lot, because it will dull your blade really fast. That is why there is a cutting mat included with the light board. So like Nathan was saying, the light boards are fantastic because they're not those big, bulky, heavy ones we all used to use, or those little Crayola ones we stole from our kids that we needed to use. They're not the sliding glass door where you have to tape things up and your shoulders get tired while you're tracing everything, because they're awesome by themselves. With the cutting mat, they're phenomenal. With the glass mat, like out of this world crazy, because the glass mat, while it is a great general crafting mat, I paint on it. I do stamping ink on it. I do hot glue on it, and it cleans up super nice. It will also take the heat of an iron. So if you do applique, you can do that on here because you can iron your pieces on top of your light. When I do my applique pieces, I use the grid to square it up to make sure that it's lined up where I want it to be, because I can see through there, and then I'll iron my pieces right on here. I don't have to move it to a wool mat. I don't have to move it to the ironing board. I can do it all right on top of the light. So you can get the bundle that has the light board with the cutting mat, the magnets and plates, and the glass mat. Woohoo! $199.
Whoa.
$199. Less than 200 bucks.
I was going to go ahead and bring this back up on this camera here really to quickly show you. So very unique. So this is a glass mat. Now what's interesting, and I feel like we always sometimes maybe miss this. I'm going to grab one of these plates for me. If you'll take one of those off for me.
Yes.
I want to point this out. It's not about this glass. It's not about this magnet. What it is the print on this is because a lot of people wonder, like scratching and all that. This is made of that tempered glass, very strong, like what you're going to find on a stovetop. Very, very strong. But what's nice is all the printing is underneath it.
Yes.
So the printing is below that so that it doesn't come, and when you clean and you got glue and everything else, you're scraping and you're just cleaning this with a razor blade, legitimately.
Because you can, yes.
Clean this all off. None of that affects anything to do with the quality, the longevity, the durability, or anything else like that. And so that's one of those things. We've heard a couple people like to potentially use magnets. Again, we want to be
that's
careful.
what I was just going to say.
There's an ironing component on this that we'll work on in just a minute.
Yes, so you
go
can
ahead.
iron on top of it. But if you go back and watch some of our videos, we had the girls from Laser Cut Quilts. I don't think it's here anymore. It's Laser Cut Quilts at our studios, at our old studios, and they were showing us how to do their quilts. And she uses the magnets. Diana uses the magnets on the glass mat. So you can do it that way to hold your product down as well. Because if you're working on top of the glass, the magnet is super strong. Will go through very, very many layers, but not through the board and the glass and your project. So you could stick the plates underneath the glass and use that magnet just on the glass and hold your applique base down and pattern down while you're working on your projects. And you can keep it all together, which is amazing.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks for everybody who's been joining us. We are going to look at reposting this here The sale that we are talking about here, this is the Paducah special.
Paducah
I want to say, stay with us because I'm going to show you where you can find those online.
Yes,
A couple other things, but I just appreciate Melody. She's been busy hustling at Paducah all last week.
yes.
Took several pictures along with a couple of videos to be able to share. So that's been
And
fun.
we're gonna share more of that over the next few days, so you can see more of the stuff from Paducah. We just wanted to kind of give you a quick background on what Paducah is, and hopefully
Yeah.
y'all can get there someday.
And here we go. Let me go ahead and bring this up. So this is not the web page. Let me add that back in. There we are. There we go. So this is part of the Paducah special that we're looking at. Let me kind of walk through so you can see what we have here. So we end up with a lot of things on sale. What we talked about is, I think it's this tab here. This is the Glow Premium. This is what we're talking about. This particular one is on sale. And you'll notice down here at the bottom, there's our amazing sale price
Yes.
for $150. We also have the kit that you were talking about, and I think that this is the major one right here.
Yes.
So you've got a couple. This is to kind of walk us through because I know there's.
So I said it backwards. Thank you for showing this, Nathan, because I said it a little bit backwards. So you can get just the light board on a great deal. You can
There
get
you go.
the light board with the magnets and plates, so you can make it magnetic for a really great deal. Or you can get it the light board, the magnets, the plates, and the glow tote together for a really good for the $199 like we were talking about.
So again, really quick with what you're looking at. So I just showed them really quick the light board on its own. This is the light board and the magnets. This comes with both the plates and the magnets together.
Yes.
Then what we also have in addition to that is the next one is
The light board, the magnets, the plates, and the tote bag to store it all in
There you
and carry
go.
it around it.
so for $199.
Then you can add glass mat.
$285.
$285.
Sweet.
Then you can add the glass mat as the final big bundle, which is where you can get all of these pieces basically for what you get.
Save over $135, over 36% off, by the way, the all
Crazy.
in part of this, the Glow Premium magnet plates, totes, tempered glass mat bundle. That is a whopping deal. And remember, all this is part of the Paducah special that we've got
Yes.
going on right here.
Yep.
So you're not going to want to miss out on the specials that we've got that will end tomorrow. Don't wait till tomorrow because you're going to forget. We will send you some emails so that you can remember. But
Yes.
let's do this today. I'd say go online, take advantage of the
Take
sales,
advantage of it.
put it in the cart, check on out,
Yes.
and let's.
And sign up for a newsletter if you haven't already, so you can find out about the deals sometimes before we're able to talk about them. So sign up for a newsletter, go to caterpillar.com, scroll down to the bottom and you can find the place there to sign up for the newsletter. Join us on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We also have a Caterpillar Creations Hub private Facebook group that you can join there.
Yes, I think we have these here for
Yeah,
you.
they should be there. Join that group as well. We have lots of fun over there. Lori posted all of her Paducah pictures.
So we have a couple
that.
groups.
Yeah.
We have what we call the insiders. So let's first talk about this. This is the one you're talking about, the Caterpillar
Yes.
Creation Hub, right? This is on Facebook. This is
Just
where we
look for
have
that and we'll
a lot of other
join
like-minded
that.
people that are wanting to share thoughts and ideas. We reach out to this group and we do, we're looking for thoughts and inspirations when they get to try some of the new products as
Yeah.
well. That's a little bit different than our insiders. Our insiders, if you want to join the insiders group, and you can just, I want to say, what are we doing? So they reached out because I don't think we have this even on the site.
No, it's secret.
So what I would say
But
is
join
you can
the-
just email us
Email support at
Support at
Caterpillar
Caterpillar.
and we can get you the link.
this.
But this group is really cool.
Is it behind the scenes? This is where we continue to work on all the projects that we've got in the wings that are on the way.
Yes.
And anybody, we're really looking at to help use this group to steer and provide great feedback and insights on things as they move forward.
Yes.
So you talked about that again.
Yep.
Looks
Sign
like
up
we
for
got
a newsletter.
gift cards available.
Yep.
Sign up for our newsletter.
Yeah.
You can become an affiliate as well. In fact, we had a great affiliate meeting today.
We
with
did.
Those people, if you want
Yes.
to.
So like share the Caterpillar love with your friends and family and followers on social media and you can get a kickback and they can get a deal and it's really great. Join our affiliate program, guys. Find that on there's a drop down on the top of the website for that.
Oh,
So
here's
you're ready to
nice.
use that.
This is great. This is from Jackie. Facebook group is a great way. It's great, by the way. So
Thank you,
thank
Jackie.
you.
We appreciate that. Yeah, we have a lot of fun in there, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's another one. Jackie saying the same thing. I have the Caterpillar Glow Premium 2.
Oh.
Oh, she got the new one. She's all in. Glass
Okay.
mat.
Yeah, so Jackie, it's the same tote that the Glow Premium 2 and the Glow Premium fits in. Always listen, I believe you're in the group in Facebook, obviously, and you also have signed up for our newsletter. So you never know when we're going to put sales on. So keep an eye out. Maybe for Mother's Day. Just keep an eye out.
Maybe.
Maybe for Mother's
But thanks for being with us today. We appreciate everybody being here. It's been fun.
Yes.
Thank you, Melody, for letting me interrupt and help.
Thank you
as
for
we're
helping.
working through things as we're going. I'm like, hey, this is going to be raw. We're setting this up. We're
Yes.
going live.
Our new little
Unexpected.
situation here.
And
Yeah.
so thanks for being with us.
Thank you, everybody.
Caterpillar Studios, and we'll talk and see you soon and shortly. So thanks, everybody.
Thanks.